Sports on Tap is brought to you by Go To Pro Plumbing, Land and Sea Motorsports, On the Bay Customs Boutique and Cafe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
I don't know what we're yelling about!
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Loud noises!
Not a game.
This is the first time in my life I'm glad I'm deaf.
We talking about practice, man.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
65.
63. Knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With music and straw dropping, they getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening and you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
If we take a fucking tight end, I quit! You can't let that shit happen. You can't.
I love that. That's so.
All right.
I'm so glad we had one for Frank. Sorry about the delay. We had some technical issues with a Windows update. Thank you,
Yes.
Bill Gates. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Windows updated and apparently changed all the settings in a different file that we use for the show, and so none of our audio was actually going out across the air.
So this is why we are 20 minutes late. So we apologize for the interruption. Anyways,
apologies.
Yes, welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Tap. I am Chris Scott, alongside Joe Waddell.
Hello.
We are down a man tonight. Frank Gigata is not with us tonight. He's got some personal stuff to take care of. So, Frank, we're with you, buddy. Thinking about you, and hope you're back next week.
Yep, and we'll hold down the fort. I got it right this time.
You did.
We'll
Good job.
hold down the fort
Yeah.
while you're gone, and hope to see you next week.
Absolutely.
And take care of what you got to take care of, buddy.
Being as we're going to get into betting right from the jump.
Right now, we're not even going to play the intro for it because
Yeah.
we already did that, and we're behind. So we're going to go right to the picks.
Yep.
Let's get right into them. Go ahead.
Good. All right. Yep. So in the first of the last of the Elite Eight games tonight, I'm going to take Gonzaga minus the 9, and I'm going to take the over at 152.
I'm going to piggyback off that. I'm going to take the Gonzaga minus 4.5 for the first half. And if you want to add those bets in together, do a same game parlay, make yourself some money, go right ahead.
No doubt. Second bet I got is a super boost on FanDuel. Alex Ovechkin, 2+ goals tonight versus the New York Rangers, going up at plus 525. It's hard to bet against one of the best goal scorers of all time. So I think it's a pretty solid bet if it hits, and you'll make a decent amount of money.
I like it. My next bet is going to be UCLA Michigan under 64 or 63, depending on which where you book through for the first half. I love the under for the first half.
I love that as well. I do. I think it's a great bet. I think it's a solid bet for anybody to choose. Since we got opening day coming up right around the corner here, your Detroit Tigers are plus 158 on the money line, and I'm going to take that as well as the under 7.5 runs scored against the Cleveland Indians on opening day.
Nice. I'm going to piggyback off of that again. There is a promo on PointsBet app. It's a 1984 Tigers promo, and it doubles your money. You max bet at $20, doubles your money, and they give you 84 runs to start the game off.
It's free money.
No team has ever lost by 84 runs.
Not that I know of.
It's a safe bet. You're basically taking your 20 and turning it into 40. Congratulations. Take that bet.
Absolutely. And my last bet is I'm going to take Jordan Spieth to win the Texas Valero Open this week. Actually, I'm going to take him to finish top 5. I'm sorry, because it is another super boost bet. I believe this is his home course, and he is from the state of Texas, and he generally plays well in this tournament. And that's going off at plus 280. And honestly, I think he might just outright win the tournament. So I figure that's a pretty solid bet. So
I like that. My next one's going to be Nikola Jokic, over 23.5 points for the game tonight for Denver. And I'm also going to give you, let's see. No, I'm not, because that game has already started, so I'm not going to give that to you this time around. Unfortunately, when our sound wasn't on, I gave that bet.
Yes.
And that bet is looking pretty solid right now in the first period of that game. But
they scored like 18 seconds in.
Yeah, there's already 2 goals in that game, and they're only 5 minutes into it. So,
nice.
It was going to be the over of the Edmonton-Montreal game. Sorry, folks. Sound issues kind of nixed that one.
Yes, it did.
All right.
Anyways, yes. I'm glad we got that out of the way. People heard it.
Now we can move on, and I can be done having a freaking heart attack because I'm trying to figure out why we have no sound when nothing changed other than
stupid Windows
updated the computer.
Right. Let's just go into the tournament so far, and obviously we got to talk about Michigan.
Yes.
That game against Florida State, that was a clinic. What they did against Florida State.
Yes, it was, and I don't think many people saw that coming.
No, I was very, very weary of that game, and what they did, they put on a clinic against Florida State. Now, can they do it tonight against a pretty hot UCLA team? I think it's going to be an incredible game, and
I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch.
I hope so. And just at what point is the absence of Isaiah Livers going to hurt this team?
It hasn't so far, which is surprising.
I know that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what I'm saying?
It's extremely surprising that his absence hasn't been felt more at this point.
And honestly, it's a testament to Juwan Howard's coaching and just the players stepping up in Livers' absence.
Yes.
So it just goes to kind of the depth of that team, which is fantastic. And I honestly, I look at this game tonight against UCLA. Even win or lose, to me, it honestly doesn't matter because Michigan this year was not supposed to be in this position.
No, at this point, I'm going to be disappointed if they don't win.
I mean, obviously, I want them to win, but
they're playing an 11 seed.
Yeah.
Who, let's face it, they moved on in this last game because Alabama, for some reason, doesn't know how to hit a free throw.
Yeah, that was bad.
11 of 25 from the line,
really
bro.
Bad.
Like if you're the coach at Alabama, you instantly leave that game and you go right to the court and you have them shoot free throws for an hour.
Again.
Just nothing but free throws because that was pathetic.
Just go Herb Brooks on it.
Right.
Again.
Again. It was pathetic. It was
bad.
11 of 25.
The funny thing is the guy that hit the shot to send the game in overtime, and first of all, why the fuck do you not foul that dude?
Right.
Like they can't make free throws. Why did you not foul him? You're up 3.
Well, not to mention, you're up 3. So in that situation, I foul anyway because they can only make 2 free throws.
Exactly.
And you're still up 1 at that point.
Yeah.
But then, not to mention, they can't make free throws. They proved that. They were 11 of 25.
But it's funny, the dude who made the 3, was horrible at the line. It's like, what the? How did you not foul him? That's coaching 101.
Not to mention, the guy was horrible from the line, but he makes that shot. How the hell does that even happen?
Right, exactly.
He just chucks it up. It's a swish, and yet he can't make anything from the line.
Well, that goes back to the 04 finals. If you could just foul Kobe and put him on the line instead of let him, Detroit sweeps that series.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. But that was just I had to bring that up because that was just such a pathetic performance.
Oh, it was bad
at the line. I couldn't get over that. As I'm watching that game, and of course, I had Alabama in that game, and I'm just watching it getting angrier and angrier and angrier at the fact that they cannot hit free throws.
I don't know if it was as angry as I was watching that Oral Roberts game when I was sitting there watching it, and I'm just like, they're gonna lose by 2. They were winning the entire game. I'm like, I had Oral Roberts on super bet. If they had won, I would have taken home a nice chunk of change. And I'm like, they're going to lose by 2. They're absolutely going to lose by 2. They'll win in the entire game. And they lost by 2.
I was going to say, and so what happened?
They lost by 2. Honestly, when it happened, I wasn't even. I was just like, yeah.
You weren't even shocked.
Nope. I'm like, I
felt bad.
I drank my beer. I'm like, give me another one.
I felt bad when you text in the group text about it because I had just hit the first half line and the second half line in that game. So I was up 2-0 in that game. I hit both my bets in that game.
Yep.
And here you text, you're like, Oral Roberts fucking killed me. And I was
man.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. It's all in good fun.
Listen,
it's just money.
none of us put any more on the games than what we can afford to lose.
No,
it's not like we're putting hundreds of dollars on this like some other people.
No, God, no.
We're the chump changers over here.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll throw like $5-10 on a game, whatever. No big deal. But I mean, if I'm throwing like thousands of dollars and my rent money or whatever, or mortgage payment on bets, that's
Yeah. When I start gambling my stimulus money, then we're gonna have a problem.
That's a bit excessive.
Yeah, my Biden bucks.
Honestly, though, like throughout this tournament, it's actually been more fun to do it like just betting on the game straight away than like filling out a bracket.
I agree. I've had way more fun this year.
Oh, 100%. Because you can pick and choose. Mm-hmm. It's not. I guess I don't want to say it's like the luck of the draw or whatever with the bracket, because it's not. It does take some skill to pick a bracket. A little bit, anyway.
Yeah, a little bit. You have to be pretty lucky too, especially
right.
this year.
Right. So, but I like being able to just say, all right, I'm looking at a game. I don't like this game. I don't want to bet that. Or I love this. I love this line. I love this money line. I love the spread on this. Let's bet that. And you instantly get paid out instead of having to wait to see if somebody has more points than you or whatever, like during the bracket. So, and I'm not saying filling out a bracket's bad. It's all fun. When the seeds are released and all that stuff. It's cool. Like. Having won a bracket myself, which was pretty sweet. I prefer the betting aspect of it now that it's legal here, that we can do it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And by the way, Gonzaga 4 minutes and 16 seconds in.
11-4
is it's 11-4.
I got yeah.
Yep, 11-4. So
but
just a little update.
Yeah, back to Michigan though. Just like I said, what they've done this year, they're not. They weren't supposed to be in this position. They weren't supposed to be an Elite Eight team and possibly going to the Final Four.
They weren't supposed to be a number one seed.
No, they weren't supposed to be a number seed. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but when you look at their history now, recent history, it's up there.
Pretty good, man.
It's up there with some of the best.
It's up there
teams
with like
in college basketball.
Yeah, it's up there with Duke. It's up there with Kentucky. It's up there with those programs.
It's up there right now for the past, say, 10 years.
Yeah,
they're definitely up there.
Oh, 100%. And like I said, whatever happens tonight, I think it's a tremendous accomplishment how this season's gone for them. Not to mention, they have the number one recruiting class coming in next year.
Yes. And I know you can't put too much clout in recruiting classes, but that says a lot that they have the number one ranked recruiting class coming in, and they made the Elite Eight this year and are playing for the Final Four.
I mean, shit, when was the last time they had that, Fab Five? When they had like the number one recruiting class?
I think that's probably the last time, yeah. So, but since 2013, they've made 6 Sweet 16s. This will be 4 Elite Eights. And if they make the Final Four, it'll be 3 since 2013.
And 2 national championship games.
And they went to 2 national championship games, 2013, 2018. So,
and they got butt-fucked in 2013.
Yes. Yes. But, I mean, when you look at those numbers over the past
over a decade?
9 years, 10 years,
that's
up there with the best.
Yeah.
And they changed coaches in there.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you that Michigan, well, at this point, Michigan's more of a basketball school than they are a football school. And I know you and I both hate to admit that, but the football program is a back alley abortion right now.
Especially with everybody transferring too. Jesus.
Yeah, and I mean Harbaugh is just we can't bash that enough. But we're enjoying this though. But this is a good ride.
If you're Jim Harbaugh, how can you not look at this and be like, all right, I got to get my shit together, man. Like, this dude is completely outshining me right now. Just at some point, his ego's got to kick in and be like, all right, dude, I got to get on the same level as what he's doing with the basketball program.
You would think so. I would. I think basically this shines a bigger light on the fact that the football program is so bad.
Yeah, it does.
Like it's one of those things where if the basketball program isn't this good, you don't feel as shitty about the football program. You're shitty about it, but the basketball program being this good and having changed coaches in between there, you're looking at it now as a Michigan fan going, well, what the fuck? What's the excuse? Yeah. You brought in the savior. You know, you brought in Jesus Harbaugh,
and you have top 10 recruiting classes every year.
Every year,
and
yet for some reason you can't put it together. It's maddening. It makes it more maddening that the basketball team is doing this.
Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen this coming season with the football team. I don't think it's going to be very good. I really don't.
It's not. It's not.
And I know he just signed an extension. I get all that, but if it's a disaster of a season, which I strongly believe it will be, especially considering what Juwan's doing with the basketball program. I think you seriously have to take a look at a buyout and just be like, all right, dude, this is not where you got to go.
Well, and with the way they restructured his contract, it basically makes it to where you can buy him out.
Yep.
Every year you can buy him out.
Yep.
I mean, every year you can basically tell him to hit the bricks. So it's basically he's on a multi-year, 1-year contract.
Okay.
So, but it just doesn't make sense to me because if you're going to do that, you're basically cutting out your own legs.
You are,
from underneath
because,
you because how can you recruit
exactly
on a 1-year contract as a coach?
It kills you in recruiting.
It's gonna murder them in recruiting.
Yep. But we'll see. That's for down the road.
Yeah.
For like September-ish or August, September, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll bash him then.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to bash them.
Yes.
But back to the winning Michigan program.
Yeah.
I give them a very solid chance to win this game. More than a solid chance. I really believe they're going to win tonight. I don't know if they're going to win by the spread, but I believe they're going to pull that game out tonight. And I believe they're going to another Final Four. 3 in 10 years.
That's pretty good.
And that is pretty solid. You can't take anything away from Michigan basketball, and you can't take anything away from Juwan Howard has exceeded
100%.
I think anybody's expectations.
Yeah. I think he has a chance. He has a very, very real opportunity to do something, to start a dynasty with this program. I'm not saying that's going to happen or anything like that, but he has a real honest opportunity to start a dynasty with the Michigan basketball program.
He has a very solid chance to do that. Yes, I would agree with that. He's building something. You can see it.
Yeah,
like it's almost physically you can see it, where his players have bought into what he's saying, what he's preaching. They buy into the team aspect. They're arguably their best players out right now.
Yeah,
and they're still beating teams consistently.
Like when I was watching the broadcast when they were playing Florida State, the announcers on the game they said what we've been saying for the past few weeks is that he gets these players. He gets the modern athlete. He gets these guys, and I think that's huge in today's game and in any sport for that, not just basketball, in any sport.
I agree.
Coaching is generally about managing personalities. It is. And it used to be gone about and yelling and all this stuff, and you should be able to still do that to some degree. But as we've talked about, today's athlete is more sensitive. They're softer, and it's a fact. They are. It's factual.
Well, I think when you look at it in Michigan here, we have the two polar opposites.
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
You have Izzo, who is more of the old school.
Oh, in your face,
yep. Yell at you, berate you, which I don't really have a huge problem with. It's not that I have a problem with it. It's just, you're right. The modern day athlete, these kids coming through college, they have a problem with it.
Yep.
They don't relate to that. They shut down
when
you yell at them. They don't. It doesn't get them excited and worked up like when we were playing sports.
Yeah.
When you got yelled at, you went out there and played harder.
Oh yeah.
Now these kids get yelled at and they
transfer.
Well, they transfer or they shut down completely.
Yeah.
And it's the polar opposite with Juwan Howard.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen him getting into it a couple times with his players.
Yes,
it's happened.
But that's not the norm.
No, it's not
for him. And he relates to them more.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have seen him fired up at another coach, which I love that.
I still don't know what that was all about.
I don't even know what happened with the Maryland coach. He said, "Don't talk to me."
Don't talk. Yeah.
And then he said some other things about, I put in a grievance with the Big Ten because of how he acted before.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about?
To this day, I still don't know what was going on with that, but whatever.
Yeah. Basically you're looking at two polar opposites in coaching styles. In Michigan here, with Michigan State and Michigan.
And I think especially with Michigan State, you're starting to see it with one of their prized recruits that they had a few years ago in Rocket Watts. He entered the transfer portal.
Yep.
And I think with Michigan State, I think you're going to see that a lot more. I do.
I tend to agree with you.
And
I tend to agree with you.
Like, I'm not the biggest Izzo fan in the world. I never have been, but I give him his props. He's the best coach they've ever had. Michigan State's ever had.
He's one of the top coaches to ever coach college basketball.
Yeah, that's hard to
I think he
disagree with
gets too much credit.
Yes.
He's won one national championship. The credit he gets is like he's won 4 or 5.
His program is literally the Atlanta Braves of the 90s. That's what they are.
Yeah.
100%. That's what they are. They'll get you there. They'll get to the World Series, and those Braves teams, they should have won more than one. But same thing with those Michigan State teams. They get to like 6 Final Fours. They should have won more than that one.
Yes. They just he couldn't get them over that hump that another time.
Yep.
It was that one time, which was a great season for them, but then never could really fully put it all together again.
Yep. And like I said, I give him all the credit in the world for what he's done for Michigan State basketball and making it an elite program because it frankly was, and I think it technically still is.
Technically still is. If they have too many more years of being down, they'll start to work their way back out.
Yeah.
But so many years of him having them up there, you don't just fall out of that grace. No. It's not the way it works.
And you're kind of seeing that he's going to have to adjust, I guess, the way he coaches a little bit to. I mean, he might even retire. He might just do what D'Antonio did and just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, because D'Antonio just, I mean. He was coming back. Nah, I'm good.
Honestly, though, with D'Antonio, I think it was the best thing for that program for him to leave. I really do, because you can see it.
Not the way he did it, though.
No, not the way he did it. Hell no.
It was the best thing for that program. He needed to retire. He had made some decisions that were very questionable in bringing back coaching staff.
Oh, because you're friends,
right? Yeah. So you bring back your cronies, obviously, but. You weren't doing the best thing for the program at that point, and he had basically run his course.
Yeah,
and it was right for him to leave. The way he did it, no,
that was pretty sketchy.
I think that was pretty fucked up.
That was pretty sketchy.
We're getting into talking football now, and I feel like that's always where our minds go. I don't know why.
I mean, because it's such a dominating presence in just sports landscape. It's what it is. Because you literally could talk about it the entire year if you really wanted to. I know you could.
You know me. I could talk about NFL or college football 24/7, 365.
Yes, that is factual. You can absolutely do that. So yeah, what do you want to get to? Opening day?
Yeah, we can
do
talk
a little bit of baseball.
Talk a little opening day baseball.
Do a little bit of baseball.
The baseball.
I'm excited because I love baseball. I do. It's one of my favorite things to go watch. Hopefully, I can get down to Comerica Park at some point this year, and go see the Tigers. I'm actually intrigued by this team. I really am. Just because of all the young players that they got coming up, especially the pitching staff that I'm very much looking forward to. Obviously, they're not going to go get to the playoffs. They're just not. I'm just looking for a step forward for this franchise to, at the very least, just be competitive. If you're like 10 games under 500, I can live with that. That's fine. It just shows you're making progress.
I think for me, I want to see, yes, competitive, but I also want to see just some progress in development of players.
Yes.
Because I don't really care what their record is this year. Honestly, I hope they lose more games and get another high draft pick. I'm okay with that because they're rebuilding. I mean, that's what this sports town is, right? Detroit is it's rebuilding right now.
Every fucking team.
Every team. So I'm okay with them losing. I just want them to I want them to show signs of being competitive. I want them to show signs of having some sort of fire.
Which I think they will.
And I agree with you. And I like their base young players. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with them, but I just want to see some player development. And that's really what's key for me is I want to see these players develop a little bit because some of them have been questionable so far as to whether they're going to pan out to be where you drafted them.
Right.
Casey Mize is the first one that pops into my head. He has not looked like a number one draft pick pitcher. He has not really shown any flashes of being
that last start he did though. The last spring training start he had. He looked really good that last spring training start he had.
One start out of I want to I guess in that case, okay, one start, but he's had 20 other ones where it was like, hey, Let's get more consistent in your showing flashes.
Right.
Then
I mean, you see, he's got the stuff. He absolutely has the stuff to be really good.
And this coaching staff needs to be able to help develop that. Then
And
they need to be able to put that all together.
They have. That's why they put him in the fifth slot in the rotation instead of putting him higher up.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that pans out. I'm really skeptical on Mize at this point because I just don't like what I've seen from him so far.
I actually like Tariq Skubal.
Yes,
I like what that kid's done.
I agree with you there.
And I think this lineup coming up I think they're especially. I do think at some point this summer they're gonna call up Torkelson. I really do. Just see what he can do. He didn't have a great spring. He just didn't. As simple as that. But I think at some point they're gonna call him up, maybe for like a 10-game stretch or something like that. Just kind of see, where he's at.
I'm excited to see Torkelson.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Riley Green.
Riley Green, exactly.
Like the bats, their pitching is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But those young bats, I think I'm gonna watch and look at a little more minor league baseball this year than I usually do because I want to see what those guys are doing down there.
100%.
And it's going to be interesting to see what those guys can do and when their trajectory is going to put them in the majors. You know,
and plus I love going to minor league games. I love going to Mudhead games. It's a blast.
Well, you know what? We should put together a weekend to head down there.
I would. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We should.
I'd be
absolutely
down
do
for that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful stadium down there. If you've ever been,
I have never been actually. That's why I'm saying we definitely should go. I want to go check it out.
Sounds like a plan.
We might be able to have a better chance getting into a game down there than we will here.
Yeah, no shit. Fucking still 8,000 fans. Are you fucking kidding me? At opening day, get real. What a joke. Absolute joke. I mean, you could have, like I said, 50,000 seat stadium and literally you're 8,000 people.
Extreme social distancing.
Fucking absolute joke. Anyways, I've already railed on that enough, but
yeah,
that's what it is. But no, like I said, I'm looking forward to baseball season. I'm happy it's back, and I'm happy they're actually going to play 162 games, which is, I still think 162 is a bit much. I think you could cut the season down to like say 145 and call it a day. But
yeah, I would say cut it down 20 games, cut it down to 142.
Fair, I can live with that too,
because that way you have even games away, home and away.
Yeah,
you cut it down 20 games for the season. I mean, that basically just takes out 10 games apiece, home and away.
Right.
And the season does seem to drag a little bit.
It does, especially once you get to like late July, August.
Yeah,
it's just
I do love baseball, and I'm like you. I just love going down to games. So for me, it just reminds me of summer.
Yeah,
and it reminds me of summer being a kid and just listening to baseball on the radio,
right,
watching it on TV. I love going to games, even if they suck.
Right.
I love going down to games.
But I don't love watching games in fucking November.
No. No, because it's just weird watching baseball games.
Baseball games should not be played in
snow.
fucking November. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's. I'm with you there. I think they should cut. They're never.
No,
gonna
hell no, they're not going to cut it down. There's too much money at stake.
Right. Well, there's way too much moolah on the line. They're never going to cut it down. But me personally, I would say cut it down 20 games, shorten the season a little bit. That way, you're not playing the playoffs so deep into the end of the year.
Right. And also get the DH in both leagues. I don't want to see pitchers hit. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's such an outdated thing.
It really is. They're pitchers.
Yeah.
It's such a specialized position now that if you get a guy going up there who rarely ever swings a bat,
yeah,
and then he's gonna like pull an oblique or whatever, why the fuck is he? Why is he batting?
What? Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
No, it should be a DH across the board. And again, I think you and I both have been saying this for years. It just doesn't make sense for pitchers to hit.
It doesn't.
I know when you're younger, you want the kids to develop and you want them to be able to do everything, not just pitch and not just specialize.
But that's not how it works anymore.
But you're right, it's not. And when you're developing to be a pitcher, that's pretty much all you concentrate on. And in pitching, there's also things you concentrate on aside from just being a pitcher. It's, are you going to be a starter? Are you going to be a rotation guy? Are you going to be a closer?
It's so specialized.
Like, it's very specialized. To be able to ask them to hit now too, or to be able to hit
it's too much
at the same time, it is a little much.
And then, not to mention, but this is why you're having a lot of like Tommy John injuries and things like that, is because especially the pitching positions become so specialized. You're wearing these arms out, man.
Yeah,
That's exactly what's happening here, and a lot of kids now are choosing to get it done before it happens, which I get. I understand why they do it, because basically you just get like a fresh tendon. Like that's basically what this is.
I understand it, but I wouldn't want to have to get surgery before I needed
Right.
the surgery. That's the part.
Right, no.
That's the part I don't understand. Is me personally. I mean, I'll get it when I need it.
Yeah.
Which currently I'm waiting to get a surgery, but I wouldn't want to just electively go.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that ligament's going to tear. Let me go in and get a new one right now
right.
before it tears.
But said with the specialization of just like honestly just sports in general, I think that's why you're seeing a lot more injuries than we used to. Was people used to play like multiple sports, and your muscles get used to playing different things. But if you're playing just one sport, they're so strained by just doing that thing.
Well, they're basically your muscles and everything are honed in on doing those singular things that you do. Like they're very specified in what they're doing, and then anything out of the norm tends to put strain on that then because they're just used to doing the same thing over and over again. And of course, athletes have evolved over the years, right? So athletes now are asking their bodies to do more than they used to ask them to do. The older athletes did. It's the pitch angle and the way they try to get the ball to spin as they pitch it. I mean, you're asking these guys' arms to do things that
they shouldn't do.
They're not made to do. And you're asking them to do it over and over and over and over. And that reason alone should be why you'd put in a DH in both leagues.
Yep. No, I agree with 100% with you. But it's until that happens, which I eventually think it will happen.
It's coming.
It is coming. Even though Rob Manfred has tried to destroy this fucking game for whatever reason. It's great that you have a commissioner that fucking hates baseball. It's amazing to me. It's like, okay, cool, man.
Like, why are you the commissioner?
Yeah, why? I mean, I know it's a high-paying position. I get that, and you're a yes man to the fucking owners. I get it. But, why are you destroying a game? Why are you a commissioner of a game that you fucking hate? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, this runner at second base in extra innings. Stop it. It's so dumb. Incredibly dumb.
I understood it for last year with the COVID
and that's fair.
shit.
That was fair.
Like,
I didn't like it, but I understood it.
I didn't like it, but I could understand why you did it then. Why they're going to continue to do it? It's beyond
because
me.
it's not baseball.
It's not. It completely takes the game out of it.
Yeah, 100%.
You're creating a different game. It's no longer baseball at that point. You're creating some sort of kids game that they would play on a local diamond and go, all right, well, let's just start a guy off at second base every time. That's just not. That's not baseball.
That's not baseball. No, it's actually kind of weird to watch, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like okay, well, we always start a guy at second base now.
Yeah, go start on second.
Like what do you mean we always start a guy at second? Well, that's just the way we're going to play this game now. We made a new game. No, man, no. That's not baseball then.
That's not baseball. But that's the way they want to. Oh, it's to attract more fans. It's to make the game quicker. No, if you actually just enforced like the rules as they are, you'd be fine. Like if you actually with the hitters, no, you got literally after the pitch gets thrown, you got 5 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever, to get back in the box. If you're not back in the box, pitcher's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Pitcher's allowed to throw it.
Yep.
It's a strike. Tough shit.
Yep.
And the pitcher doesn't need to take for fucking ever either. If they just enforced the time restraints on the pitchers to pitch the ball and the batters to stay and get in the box, the games would go smoother and they would speed up.
That would cut down. At the very least, that would cut down at least a half an hour.
Like why does a batter have to? Now I never understood this. I never did it. Maybe people don't understand it because they did it. You don't have to step out of the box and adjust your gloves every single
No, you don't.
Fucking
You absolutely
pitch.
don't.
You're more of a baseball player than I was.
Yep.
You don't. To me, you don't have to do that.
I only did it like when the glove felt like off or like a little bit loose. That's the only time I ever did it. But generally, I would step one foot out of the box, gather myself, and then step right back in. Let's go, throw the ball.
But like these guys do it, even on a pitch they don't swing at, they'll step out of the box and adjust their gloves.
It's like what changed here?
What did you? You didn't do anything.
You didn't even swing the bat.
The bat stayed on your shoulder the whole time. What do you have to adjust your gloves for?
Right. And Nomar was the fucking worst with that.
Yeah, he was
he
bad.
was- God,
he
he
was,
was so
bad
bad.
with that. Like every single play, it'd be both gloves too.
Yeah. Oh, what? It was like, all right, dude, let's go. And this is why Yankees Red Sox games lasted 6 hours. One of the reasons, anyway.
and reaching down and tapping the dirt off your cleats. Like I get that when the dirt gets in there.
Oh, it gets clumpy. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But they do it now just because they have ADD and they have OCD and they just have to do it after every pitch. Like you didn't get that much dirt in your fucking
No.
cleats between the last time you stepped out of the box to do it and this time. You just do it just to do it, man.
You know what a good time is to do now?
I'm not answering that.
Purchase a home or even refinance your existing home. Call my favorite mortgage loan officer, Jason Stiltner, today at Flagstar Bank. He'll give you the top-notch service that you're looking for. Flagstar is currently offering a 0% down home purchase program. However, this program won't last long, but the rates are incredibly low. So give my guy Jason Stiltner a call today at 248-675-0675. Trust me, you don't want to miss this great opportunity. The number again is 248-675-0675. Flagstar Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
Very nice. Good job, sir. All right, so we're going to go from talking one commissioner who hates his league and wants to change things to another commissioner who, I wouldn't say hates his league, but he's changing things. So the NFL recently put in that, actually, I think it just got put in today.
Yeah.
They're going to expand from 16 games to 17 games during the season, which means they're taking out one preseason game. They're only going to play 3 now instead of 4. And there's 2 aspects to this, right? Mm-hmm. There's the extra regular season game. And then there's the fact that in order to play that game, they're taking out a preseason game. Now, I'm on board for both because I've been a proponent of less preseason games. They're just bad. Nobody wants to watch those. Nobody cares about it. Even the players playing in them. The only players in those games that care are the ones that are going to be bagging groceries because they just aren't going to make the team and they want to get some playing time. Or the ones that are on the bubble that want to shine a little bit so they can make the team.
Right.
Like for the most part, nobody cares about those games, and you can have less of those games, and it won't make that big of a difference because for the most part, the starters don't play in them anyway. You don't need 4 games to evaluate your backups.
Right.
And then the extra regular season game, I just love football. You can give me an extra couple regular season games.
Right.
I'm all for it. Fucking give me more football.
Now, I'm in favor of them getting rid of the preseason game. And frankly, I think 3 is too many.
Couldn't agree more. I truly think that leads me to another thing. I think they'll eventually take away another preseason game.
Go to 18?
And they'll go to 18 games. That's going to happen.
Fair enough. Now, I am on the opposite end of this. I am not a fan of the extra game because to me, it kind of waters the sport down, in my opinion. I think what it may lead to, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I think what it may lead to is you're going to see more mediocre teams getting into the playoffs with a 500 and below record, which I think that should be the number one caveat especially in the NFL. If you are below 500, I don't care if you win your division, you should not make the playoffs. I'm sorry, you shouldn't. That's a joke. It's a mockery if you make the playoffs and you're under 500. That's just and
I agree with that point. Other than the winning division thing, if you win your division, it is the way it is. If you're winning your division, you're under 500. That's just a fucking shitty division that year, and it's just ridiculous. Which happened actually.
It did. I know. And again, that neither of those teams should have made the playoffs.
And in my opinion, the only thing that should change there is you shouldn't get a home playoff game. If you win your division and you have a losing record,
right,
you shouldn't be playing a wild card team that has a better record than you in your home. Like that just doesn't make sense to me at all. Like that's just change that. But and I understand your point that it could water it down a little bit. I think what makes football great is that there's only so many games,
and the games matter.
Every game matters, right? And that's what's so great about it. And I can understand if you're looking at adding a few more games. And I do get the point because there's a lot of people that are on your side. I just think one more game isn't going to have the major impact that people think.
I hope it doesn't.
And I hope it doesn't either. If it does, I'll be the first one to tell you I was fucking wrong. You know me.
Oh yeah.
But I think with one more game, I think what it'll do more than possibly allow a team that's under 500 to make the playoffs. I think if you were to look back at all the seasons, say the last 10 seasons, one more extra game wouldn't have made a difference in an under 500 team. But it would be a team that was more on the bubble of possibly had a chance to win their division, had a chance to move up in the rankings of the playoffs.
But that's why I like the 16 games instead of the extra 17th game. You know what I'm saying? Because it just means that those games previously in the season, they just mattered that much more.
Yeah, I just don't think that one game is going to make a difference in the other games not mattering. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they were making it from 16 games to 20 games,
oh, that'd be insane.
I'd be the first one to sit here and go, no,
insane.
No. See, my max is, and I'd still be happy with 18, but I think that's my max. I think at 18 games, I'm going, all right, let's stop.
Right.
Let's stop. And I'm the biggest proponent of more football. I fucking love football.
Right.
I live for football sometimes, sadly.
Right.
But at 18 games, it's like, all right, let's reel it in a notch. Let's stop.
And seeing the reaction of the players, they're clearly not happy with us.
What I don't understand about that is, did you not understand?
You had a chance to change this. You had a chance to change this.
You signed the collective bargaining agreement.
You had a chance to stop this.
That had this in there.
Yeah.
And now you're voicing your opinion that this is shitty. Well, you signed the collective bargaining agreement. Did you not read it?
You had the opportunity to make this not a thing.
Yeah, if you didn't read the collective bargaining agreement before you signed it, that's your fault. I don't know what to tell you because everybody knew this was coming.
Oh yeah, 100%. And honestly, I thought when they were negotiating the new CBA, I thought there was going to be a huge work stoppage. I really did. And then you see, I'm sorry, the players, their players union is incredibly weak. Incredibly weak.
Yeah, what's his name? DeMaurice?
Yeah, DeMaurice Smith. Like, dude, how the fuck you're still head of that association is fucking beyond me.
I think after this, I don't think he will be because, to me, this tells me that some of the players coming out and speaking out about this in a bad way tells me that he didn't properly communicate.
No,
to them
he didn't.
What was in the contract they were signing.
Right.
So as the head of the players union, that's your job.
Yeah.
And if there's this many players upset at what's happening right now, and it's because of the contract and the agreement they signed, then you didn't do your job.
But a lot of it was like the top end players that kind of forced it, I guess, for lack of a better term. But the foot soldiers, whatever, you guys make up the majority of the fucking league. You could have stood up and like, no, we're not accepting this bullshit deal. We're not doing it.
And what they're talking about now is too. They're talking about possibly expanding the rosters a little bit too,
which they should.
Which, if you're going to add an extra game, I think you should.
You absolutely should. Yeah.
I don't think you should go over. So the rosters right now are set at 53.
Yeah, I believe so.
53-man rosters.
Yep.
I think the most you should go is 60.
Okay.
Add an extra 7 positions on the roster to every team, but that gives you with adding an extra game, there's an extra chance of injury, right? At every position. So I think you add one game. You add 7 extra positions, and I think they should have added some extra ones before this anyway, right? I mean, it gives you extra spots, and that's going to help a lot of these players because the ones that are on the bubble, the ones that might not make the 53-man roster, the ones that might end up getting let go for a younger guy to take their spot, now they don't have to worry as much. Because there's 7 more spots in the roster that you don't have to worry as much about losing your job right away. You can possibly hold a roster spot on that team. So I think this is going to help the players in the long run in that middle area. But right now, they're just not happy about it.
Now, are they going to add like an extra bye week to this?
See, I think they should. The talk is that they're not going to.
Really?
But I think they should add an extra bye week in there because you're adding an extra game. One bye week for 16 weeks it's not quite enough in my opinion. I think they should have had 2 bye weeks a while ago because again, like we talked about with baseball, the athletes have evolved. They're stronger. They hit harder.
Oh yeah.
Injuries happen. They're asking their bodies to do things that they're not meant to do.
No, nope. They're not doing 2.
That's what I thought. Nope. They're talking about just still doing the 1, and I to me personally, that's where I think it's a bad idea.
That's a bit much. To me that's a bit excessive, but again, you idiots signed this deal.
That's my argument when I keep seeing the players come out and bash it. You sign the contract.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, and you don't like it now, you shouldn't have liked it then.
Wow. Yeah, you guys got screwed in this deal.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is the players are eventually going to get a significant amount more money for doing this, which
yes,
I think that's kind of what it all came down to. It's most things do. Is
really basically, so they split up the game checks.
Yeah.
They even split them up for the preseason games, right? Don't they just get paid a game check for each game, including preseason?
I think so.
So in this case, you're still getting paid the same amount. Like you're not playing any less games other than you took one of the games and moved it to the end of the season and took it away from the preseason. That's it.
So they're basically getting, it's called like a media kicker. So they're going to get roughly between like 50 or 48 and 50% of like the TV revenue.
Okay.
Which is what was it, $10 billion contract with these? $11 billion contract.
Yep.
It's not a bad chunk of change.
No.
For one extra game, like I said, not for the money reasons that I don't like it. I explained the reasons why I don't like the extra game, but
yeah.
I guess it's so hard, like, because I'm not in that position. Like I'm not the one putting my body through that. So it's hard for me to say, it sucks that you shouldn't do this.
Right.
But I understand the players' beef. I really do. But when you're getting that much extra money, but then again, you got to look at it this way too, because being football is the way it is. Are you going to ever see that money?
Yeah.
You could be out of the league in like a year or two. Are you ever going to see that TV money that you were supposed to get?
Basically, this will increase salary cap, right? So which means it increases the ability to earn a bigger contract.
Yep.
It increases the ability for even the lower paid players to get paid more.
Yep.
So it especially if they create more roster spots, then everybody's getting more. And more players can stay in the league a little longer. So I think overall it's going to be good for the players. I just don't think they appreciate it right now, or at least some of them don't.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll see how it plays out. I was curious to see how the schedule is going to work out with an odd number of games.
Well, they're basically just adding one more game to the end of the season for every team, and they put out a list of the games. They've already determined the games.
Oh, is that right?
The games are already determined. And I'll take a look here and see if I can find it.
Oh, so I see it. Like AFC East teams will play NFC East teams.
Yeah.
NFC North teams will play AFC West teams.
Yeah, and basically the way they placed is who they play in that other division, the way they placed.
Got it. No, I understand. Okay.
Yeah. So for the Browns, who I root for, they're playing Arizona.
Nobody cares.
Well then. All right.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead with your point.
I forgot how Detroit's playing, but it's already predetermined. Every team already has their 17th game already, and that's the whole thing. They pre-plan this.
Yeah.
And now the players are coming out and this is shitty. I mean, the league already knew who you were going to play on the 17th week.
So now Jeff Fisher is officially out of a job because he can't go 8-8 anymore.
He might actually be a better coach now because he's got that extra game to
try. He legitimately can't go 500 anymore.
Right. He has a chance to not go 500 and be on the plus side.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff Fisher. Anyways.
In more football news.
Yes.
There was some trades.
Yeah, there was a lot of trades
that took place.
Like a lot of draft pick trades that went down.
Yes.
I had a hard time understanding it myself when I saw them. I'm like, okay. But the bottom line is San Francisco moved up to what, number 3?
San Francisco moved up to number 3 overall.
Yeah.
They got that from Miami.
Yeah.
It was basically a 3-team trade, but it was done in two different trades.
Yeah.
So the 49ers received the 3rd overall pick.
Yep.
The Dolphins received the number 6 overall pick from Philly. The 5th round pick from Philly. A 2022 first round and 3rd rounder from San Francisco, and a 2023 first rounder from San Francisco. The Eagles received the 12th overall pick, 2021 4th round pick from Miami, and a 2022 first round pick. The winner in this is Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, 100%.
I look at that and I go, I like that. If I'm a Miami fan, I'm digging that because They just got extra picks
On top of the picks they already
on
freaking
top.
had.
Right. So you're gaining extra picks. You've already got a young team that looks pretty damn good for a young team. Now you're going to add some more young talent
Yep.
and high round young talent to there.
It's gonna be like the Marino and Kelly days when Buffalo and Miami were good and they were battling
Yeah,
each other for
right?
the division.
I mean, that's as a Buffalo fan, you got to be looking at this going, hey.
I mean,
Because they were pretty decent last year.
yeah, they were good.
So
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like what Buffalo's done this offseason, but
yes,
I just you got to draft well. You got to draft well.
Yes.
And if you can pull
Yes.
some stuff off at the draft, that's fantastic. But you see the Dolphins and hell, even the Patriots, they're coming for you.
yeah. Well, the Patriots have been really active this
Yeah.
offseason. We've already discussed that on
Yeah.
another show.
And the Jets are the Jets. So
the Jets will Jets.
yeah, the Jets will Jets.
Speaking of the Jets will Jets, they have the number 2 overall pick.
Yep.
As we just discussed, San Francisco has 3. Jacksonville has 1. So Jacksonville, let's do a little mock draft.
They're going to
right?
take Trevor Lawrence.
They're going to take Trevor Lawrence, right?
No.
Number 2 with the Jets is where it throws me off. And it's very early for me to be thrown off in a draft. Like the second pick is usually
It all depends on if they're going to keep Darno or not.
That's the whole question is,
Yep.
and nobody knows if they're going to keep him or not.
But that's smart on their part.
It's brilliant on their
Yeah.
part. I tend to believe they're going to trade him either close to draft day or on draft day, and they're going to draft a quarterback.
I can see that.
I believe that's what's going to happen.
And they're going to draft Justin Fields.
I believe they're going to draft the kid out of BYU.
I think they're going to draft Justin Fields.
You think so?
I do.
Well, that would be pure Jets.
That would be Jets. The Jets going.
That would be
Jets.
Jets logic. In that case, San Francisco at 3 just lucks into
Yeah,
Wilson.
Jimmy G's gone.
Yeah, he gone.
He gone.
Listen, you trade up to the number 3 overall pick.
Yeah.
You're not drafting anything but a quarterback at that point.
No, and it'd be stupid too.
And what kills me is that the rumors are they're going to draft Mac Jones. And to me, that makes no sense because they could have stayed at 12 and drafted Mac Jones.
Which would be like the equivalent of trading up to get Trubisky.
Yes, when you have Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes out there. To me, that makes no sense. To me, this points out that they're going to take one of the top 4 quarterbacks in there, and I really truly believe they're going after Trey Lance. I think that's the guy they're going after
Yeah, I could see that.
because their offense can be tailored more to a running, athletic quarterback. Jimmy G being more of a statue back there doesn't really fit their offense. It really didn't fit their offense. They have running backs. It's a system that a running quarterback can play better in. I really truly believe they're going up there to get Trey Lance.
Now,
If Zach Wilson falls to them, I think they take him.
in this, it's got the Jets taking Zach Wilson,
Which we kind of just discussed that could happen if they're moving on
and it
from
has San
Darnold.
Francisco taking Fields.
See, now I think that would be a mistake.
I think
but
it's
it
going to be
could-
reversed. I think it's going to be flip flopped.
I think that would be a mistake in my opinion. But I truly believe that.
And then Trey Lance going to Atlanta.
Wow, 4 quarterbacks, top 4 picks.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't.
Well, which means if we're talking about local team here, that bodes well for the Lions. Because-
this has them taking Jalen Waddle.
Wow. Wait a second.
But they
So-
have the Bengals taking Pitts.
So they have the Bengals. So they have the Bengals taking Pitts.
Yep.
Who does Miami take then?
Jamar Chase.
So Penei Sewell is still out there.
Yep.
And they have
they have him going right after Waddle to Carolina.
that I don't trust that mock draft. No, listen. I'm just saying, like what that is nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
And then Micah Parsons, who if I'm a Lions fan, that's who I want them to draft is Micah Parsons. They have him going to Denver at
His
pick 9.
off-field issues make me a little nervous, but I've been preaching
Yep.
this from day
Yep.
one. I'm a huge Micah Parsons fan. I think he can be the quarterback of the defense for many years. I think if he's there, you have to take him.
Yep.
The off-field issues are scaring some teams away, scaring some people. But truly, if Pitts falls to them,
Yep.
I wouldn't dislike that. That Pitts is an otherworldly athlete, man.
But you have to if you make that pick, you have to introduce him as a wide receiver.
You have to.
If they say tight end, Lions fan will riot.
It's like we discussed last week. You have to announce him wide receiver out of Florida. You cannot announce him as a tight end.
Now,
Okay.
looking at this, for the 11th pick of the Giants, if this dude falls to the Giants, Gregory Rousseau out of Miami,
Oh,
that dude, he's a fucking beast.
yes. Isn't he out of Miami?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was at, I believe, Temple or UCLA, one of those two, and he transferred to Miami.
Transferred to Miami.
The dude's a freak.
And he sat out this last year, right?
No, he played.
Oh,
Yeah, he did sit out this last year.
He
Yes.
sat out
Yeah, he did.
yes last year.
Yeah.
See,
dude's a
in
freak.
in early mocks, they had him falling to down low where Cleveland was. And I was looking at that going, oh, fucking please.
And then they saw his pro day.
Please let him drop to Cleveland.
Yeah, that dude's a freak. Like I was kind of upset that he sat out this past season. I mean, I understood why he did.
Right.
I get it, but it was like, damn, man, you would have made that defense so much better. Oh, they got the Patriots drafting Mac Jones.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
let's see who they got your boys taking. Do you guys even have a first round pick?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's-
Jalen Phillips. So actually, that'd be a fucking solid pick too.
I do like that one. Jalen Phillips
Yeah.
is a solid pick. They need an edge rusher, man.
Yeah.
They need somebody opposite Myles Garrett.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I don't disagree with you, but the hell was that?
Wow.
Oh, don't Buffalo. No, don't do that. No, don't. That's a bad pick. They got Bill's taking Quiddy Pay. I'm like, no,
Really?
I don't like that pick at all. I really don't.
Eey.
Yeah, that's no good. If that happens, I'm not. Trade your fucking pick if you can. If you can find somebody to do it, do it.
Right.
They got him. He's ranked as the first overall in that position though at D line, which I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways,
Wow.
yeah, I'm not a fan of that pick, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I think this draft, I think there's going to be a lot of moves made in this draft. I really do.
I agree with you, and you look at you look at the offseason, there's been a lot of 1-year contracts out there, and some people are saying that that's just the way the NFL is going to go on it. I disagree. It's the way it is right now because the salary cap got lowered, right? So you kind of knew there was going to be some 1-year contracts. It's been a little bit more than I thought, but teams are gearing up for next year when the salary cap raises again, and they're signing players, and players are willing to sign for 1 year because they know they can make more money next year.
By the way, we hit our halftime number on Gonzaga SC, 49-30.
Nice. Nice.
Might even hit that.
I like it.
Might even hit that total too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I'll take it. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt you. I apologize.
Yep. I'll take that. So yeah, that's why that happened. It's not going to be a continuous thing. It's going to be they had to adjust for this year with the lowered salary cap.
Yep. And then it's going to skyrocket next year once the new TPO kicks in.
Yes, and that's when they're going to start signing longer contracts again. It's just the way it's going to work for 1 year right now because players are banking on themselves because they can't make as much this year. Teams aren't willing to sign them for as much.
I mean, you look at the wide receiver market this year, and like how even like a solid receiver is not making what he thought he was going to make. Kenny Golladay,
Right?
Idiot.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of players out there that aren't making what they thought they were going to make, and it just comes down to the state that we're in right now. And next year that will change.
Yep.
But I think this year's draft is going to have a few more trades than what we're used to.
Yeah. No,
we've already seen quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the draft this year. It's a shame that you can't go down there because it's in Cleveland, man. I know you would love to be there.
Last year during the draft, we talked about it. We talked about making plans to go.
Yep.
And of course, as it got closer, I knew they weren't going to allow many people to be there, and they're really not. They're allowing some people to be there, but you have to have been vaccinated, and there's certain criteria to it. So, but if it was normal times and they just allowed people to go,
I knew you'd be there. You'd be in the front row,
bro. I'd already asked you guys. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
man.
I'd be
Let's
down
go.
for that. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I would love to go to an NFL draft somewhere, even if it's not. It's somewhere else another year.
If it's not in Buffalo next year, I'm going to be pissed. It needs to be in Buffalo. Damn it!
If it was in Buffalo, I would for sure be down to go.
Yeah.
But one of these years, wherever it's going to be, when it's going to be somewhere close where we can go, I think we should go.
Wait till it's in Vegas. I think it's in Vegas next year.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
I think it is in Vegas next year.
No, did they put off Vegas? They put
because
off.
it was supposed to be in Vegas this past year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and obviously they did it all virtually.
Yes.
So I think next year it's in Vegas.
So they pushed it down. Yeah, they pushed it 2 years down the road. Yes.
Which I think that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, Vegas is awesome anyway.
Go see the draft in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to go to Vegas anyway, but
Right.
go see the draft in Vegas. Yeah, that's a win-win right there.
That'd be pretty cool. I definitely wouldn't be against that.
Me either.
Be a lot of fun.
Sounds like we might be making a plan.
We may be. So I don't know. We'll see.
Frank, if you're listening, that's your team, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
So you buy a jersey, whomever they draft, and he'll be fucking terrible or get cut.
But he'll be fast.
But he'll be fast.
He'll be really fast.
Love you, brother. Jesus.
Oh shit.
Good times.
Happy Chinooka.
Happy Chinooka.
Happy Chinooka. So where do you want to go next?
Do you want to read something? You want to do the read? And then
I could do the read. I was going to say we could do grind my gears first.
All right,
and then I could
we can do either or. It doesn't matter.
All right. Do you have a grind my gears?
I actually do. Yes.
Okay. All right.
You know what really grinds my gears?
So I was watching a sports show the other day, and they were talking about this North Dakota, I think it was Minnesota hockey game, college hockey game. To go, the team that won would go to the Frozen Four.
Yeah.
And they're bitching and complaining about, the game went 5 overtimes. Yeah, so fucking what? It went 5 overtimes. That's how long it took to decide a fucking winner. These assholes are like, end it with a shootout. No, don't end it with a fucking shootout. Shootouts are dumb, and they should be eliminated from sports, period. Like, this is how you end a game. I don't care if it took 6 hours to fucking play. That's the best part about it. And if you asked any one of those fucking players, they'd tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, they tell you the same thing.
Every fucking one of them would say, go fuck yourself. Now, if you want to do anything, and this is just for people now because they want quicker games and all that shit to appease these fucking assholes, you know what? Make the overtimes 10 minutes instead of 20. Okay?
Yep.
Is it compromise? That's cool. Like, I'm not a fan of it, but I get your fucking lazy asses fucking pouting about 20-minute fucking overtimes. It's too long. Stop it.
Then stop watching.
Yeah, if you don't want to fucking watch it, then don't fucking watch it.
Yeah, just stop watching.
Yes.
Go do something else. Go read a book.
Yes.
Go take a bath. Whatever the fuck you want to do. But if you want to watch, the game, then watch the game. Don't bitch about it.
It's tough on the players. Like, these are college kids. They have the stamina to fucking do this. Like, I don't see what the problem is here. You don't end a game on a fucking shootout. I'm sorry, you don't. That's not. They did this shit. They do this shit in the Olympics, and I can't fucking stand it.
Yeah.
Like that 98 Canada Czech Republic game. The fact that ended in a shootout is a fucking crime. The women's gold medal game a couple years ago. The fact that ended in a fucking shootout is a fucking crime.
Yep.
Those are two great fucking hockey games, and both of them were ruined by fucking shootouts.
The shootout should not decide. I hate the fact that it decides NHL games during a regular season.
Like, it serves its purpose. Like, when they came back from the strike, I get it. It serves its fucking purpose. Now, end it. Stop it.
I hate the fact that it decides a regular season game, but I can tolerate it. The fact that it's deciding games that mean more than just a regular season game is atrocious.
Yeah,
that
100%.
should never fucking happen.
No, I agree with you 100%. So that is my grind my gears for this week.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I like your grind my gears because I agree with that. What grinds my gears is it's a weird one. And as you guys know, if you listen to me, I'm a weird fucking person sometimes.
What?
What?
Say what?
Weird things bother me. Yeah. And it's just me. That's who I am. What is the deal with the mustache coming back?
Wait, what?
The mustache coming back. Like, and I've noticed it watching college basketball lately. There's a lot of these dudes running around with these fucking weird ass mustaches, and one of the dudes looks like Rod Farva running around out there.
Oh yeah, the dude from Loyola.
Yes.
Yeah.
They look like Farva running around out there. They have the weirdest look, and it's whatever. Why is that making a comeback? The mustache should not make a comeback. But Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck. That's the
it.
two.
Oh,
right
Sam
there.
Elliott too.
And Sam Elliott. We discussed that.
Yeah.
But those are the guys that can still do the mustache. Why are we bringing back the mustache?
Like, Tom Selleck looks weird.
It's so fucking weird, man.
Like, Tom Selleck looks weird without a mustache.
But those three did, and Tom Selleck does look weird without a mustache, but everyone else looks weird with one.
Yeah.
If you grow just a mustache, you look fucking weird. You look like a creeper. You look like you have a van that has blacked out windows and you're asking kids if they want candy.
Right.
Don't do it. It just doesn't look, it looks fucking stupid.
Like, Austin Matthews, I beg you, shave your fucking mustache. You look stupid. You look so dumb.
I can't tell you a single person besides those three we just named that looks good with a mustache. It looks creepy.
Yeah.
You look either like you're trying to get into another Super Troopers movie,
Right.
or you look like you're trying to lure kids into your van with candy.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's just not a good look. Just stop. Please stop with the fucking mustache.
100% agree with you.
Just and what is the one guy who plays for UCLA looks like one of the Wayans brothers from Scary Movie. Like with, with the weird hair fucking sticking out all the place. I'm like, what? What is that, dude? Holy shit!
From Don't Be a Menace.
Yes. With the weird fucking hair standing out all the place.
Nice. I don't get it. This is some of these fashion trends. I don't understand. I'm just like, what's happening?
And
here?
I don't listen. Do what you want to do. I don't
Right.
judge people for doing certain things or being certain ways. But like, there's just certain trends that I think collectively, as a society, we can do without.
Yeah.
And the mustache coming back as a trend, we can fucking do without. Let's just end that one right now.
I mean, we already got fucking hipster doofuses walking around with fucking stupid beards and man buns.
Yeah, that's.
Can we fucking get rid? Yeah, we don't need mustaches. Just straight mustaches coming back too.
See, and I don't even hate on the beards, but the man buns. I don't get me started on the fucking man bun.
Fucking hipster doofuses. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, you know what we do like?
Yes.
Yes. We like not having to go around looking for cars and trucks and automobiles. We like calling Land & Sea Motorsports.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Get in touch with Land & Sea Motorsports. They specialize in finding you the car, truck, and boat that you're in the market for. At Land & Sea Motorsports, tell them the type of vehicle and features you want, and they'll make it fit your budget. They also offer shrink wrapping and winterization for all boats and jet skis. If your boat or vehicle need any repairs or cleaning, they offer a full detail division as well. So give them a call at 586-484-9798 or visit their website at landandseamotorsports.com. That's landandseamotorsports.com. Boom.
Holy shit, I just saw that apparently an official from the Gonzaga SC game passed out and they took him out on a stretcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, I'm not laughing at that. It's just like, holy shit. Like, really?
Oh, did he
nothing that he died or anything like that, but
he had money on USC, huh?
Maybe. Well, there you go. You're on the fast track.
I couldn't help it, man. Gonzaga's up by 12 points, and he's like, I'm coming, Edith.
Dude, that's crazy though.
That is nuts. Yeah, it's I shouldn't be joking around about that.
No, you should absolutely not be joking about that.
I'm not a good person sometimes.
I mean, that's better than what I do. When I hear somebody pass away, I'm like, he gone. Or cross him off then.
Cross him off. That's such a great line.
It is. It's fantastic.
From Major League. So everybody knows it's from Major League.
This guy here is dead.
Well, cross him off then.
Probably my favorite line from that movie, honestly.
It is. It's one of my favorite lines from any movie, just because I laugh every time. Every single time.
This guy here is dead. Cross him off then. Hey. It's just perfect. The way she says it, fuck you, fuck him.
We'll cross him off then.
That's great.
Well, he fucking died. Cross him off.
Yeah, right. Anyways, what do you got for Cameo this week?
All right, so this week, I was looking. It's getting tougher and tougher. I was telling you this. It's getting tougher and tougher to find cameos that can live up to some of the ones that we've had.
So like Mark McGrath ones and things like that.
Yeah, so I try to find ones that are entertaining. They're all awkward, I could pick any one of them, and we're gonna just laugh at how awkward they are. But I did find this one from Gary Owen. There's a couple more from Gary Busey. I think Gary Busey could do anything. Yeah. I'd watch it because it's just fucking hilarious.
Yep.
And his Buseyisms are hilarious.
Oh, they're great.
We're gonna save Busey for another day.
Very, very sage advice from Gary Busey.
Yeah, he's always spot on with the advice. But this one's from Gary Owen. He's a comedian. Been in quite a few movies, and he's pretty well known. So.
I bet you thought that was the sun. No, that's just a light in my kitchen. Anyways, this is for Jen. Jen, I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Your husband found me. Your husband's name is Donald. If it's not, this just got real weird. Sorry about my terrible haircut. I just got out the shower, and I haven't coordinated it yet, so I look like a fourth grader. So anyways, I heard you're a big fan, Jen, And your husband wants me to tell you that he loves you and he's happy that you're his Valentine's. So I want to wish both you, Donald and Jen, a happy Valentine's Day. And the old saying is, snitches get stitches. Donald said you're kind of hood, Jen. He said, when you see this, you're going to be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is Gary on doing on my phone? Donald made it happen. So you know what you got to do, Jen. You got to make it happen for Donald. Downtown. Sunday night. That's all he wants. He doesn't want candy. He doesn't want flowers. I know girls want that. But guys, we just want to build. That's all we want. Just handle your business, Jen. All right? Happy Valentine's Day, both of you. Hope I get to meet you in person one day at one of my shows. All right, Jen. I don't think you're hood. I don't. Donald said that.
Jesus.
Now he's funny anyway to me.
Right.
I like him as a comedian. I think he's pretty funny. But I enjoyed that one. I figured that one would be a good one to play on here.
That's pretty solid.
It was pretty funny.
I don't think you're hood either, man.
Yeah. Jen, I don't think you're hood. I don't.
Now Cheyenne, hood.
Cheyenne's definitely hood.
100%.
Yep. Drives a G6.
Yes. Smoking newies.
That Cheyenne is definitely hood. She's very, very hood.
Wearing sweatpants and Uggs.
Yep. And a North Face.
And I don't think that's a Colt. That's a Colt.
Oh shit! All right, I think that's gonna do it for today. Anything you wanna say to anybody?
No, just everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting us. We really appreciate it. And Frank, can't wait to have you back next week.
I echo that on all of it. And for everybody that watched live, we apologize about the issues. If you're listening to the podcast, you had no idea there was any issues.
Bill Gates, man.
And yeah. So. With that, that's going to do it for tonight's episode. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. As always, check out our website, sotdet.com. That's sotdet.com. Thank you, everyone, for listening and or watching. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe.
Oh, one more thing. The referee, he's okay.
He's all right.
He's all right. And Tiger stayed up this week. I'm very happy about that.
Look at that. He's still standing.
Yeah.
He's still standing. All right. Well, listen. I was kind of a jerk, so I'm glad you updated the fact that he's okay.
Yeah.
And I was kind of making fun of it.
Right.
So anyway, on behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye. Have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No.
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.